So Austin Angels started as a New Year's resolution in December of 2009. We were all sitting around a dinner table right before Christmas, and I had asked all my girlfriends, I said, what's your New Year's resolution?
Susan is really big on New Year's resolutions, and she always asks us every year, what's your New Year's resolution for this year? And that year she asked the same question, what's everyone's New Year's resolution?
And so each one of them, one by one, had gone around and said what their New Year's resolution was. And at the end of the dinner, I said, okay, now I'm going to tell you what mine is, and it has to do with all of you in it. And they were like, great, what'd you get me into now? And so the dream and the vision of Austin Angels really started that night at the dinner table when I said, we're all gonna volunteer just one day a month. And to my surprise, everybody said, yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
And I was like, I am on board, because I had been looking for so long for ways to give back, and I didn't really know how or where to start, or I was always nervous to go and do something alone, and just in fear of not knowing anybody, not knowing what to expect. And so I was on board for sure, and same with all of our girlfriends. We were really excited and thought that is a great idea.
And so we started in January is when we formed up as a group, and we had 30 people join us on our very first makeover that we did. And what we had done is we went to Hope Alliance, which is a battered women and children's shelter, and we made over 8 rooms. And the next month we went back and we made over like 4 or 5 rooms there. And so collectively we had made over the entire shelter. And so what had happened was, what we noticed is that so many people were wanting to get in on what we were doing. What I love about Austin Angels and the feedback that we've gotten is so many people has come up and said, you know what, Susan, we've always wanted to volunteer. We just never knew how. We never had an outlet in which to go, and we didn't have the time to plan a project. So we make it really easy for people to volunteer with us, because what we do is at the beginning of every month, we will send out a mass email to our distribution list, and currently right now we have about 800 volunteers locally who receives this email. So we show you when to show up, where to go, how to get there. We're a very, at this point, well-oiled machine into the game, and we've gotten a lot of feedback that says this is why we volunteer with you, because you make it tangible and you use us when we're there.
I have a really big heart, and I love giving and doing for other people. I've always given to my friends, and so now it feels good to be able to give back to other people that I don't even know.
Personally, I feel like I've really changed my whole outlook. How I view the world is completely different, right? Because I'm like most people. I live in my home. All I think about is myself. All I think about is my bills and the things that I have to take care of. And I'm not looking anywhere outside of my own home. And if my friend has a problem, then sure, I'll help her out, no problem. But I didn't know that there was such a need. I mean, here I live in what I feel like is the greatest city in the world, right? Austin. How much poverty is there really in Austin, or how much need, or how many people are really abandoned and abused here in my community? And when you actively search and when you actively seek, you find that there is a lot of people right here in our own backyard who needs our help. You know, I had no idea that there was children's shelters almost on every corner in this city, that we have 3,500 homeless people that sleep on the streets every night in downtown Austin. Well, my biggest hope with Austin Angels is that when we do a community service project, that the people that are volunteer with us, it's not about them, that when they go, it's about building relationships with whomever we're serving with. And so my heart and my passion is with kids, and typically those kids who are in care. And so anytime we do a service project with them, our goal is that some of our volunteers would team up with that nonprofit that we're focusing on, or that shelter, or that residential treatment center, that home. And so what Austin Angels, I feel like what I want from us is that every volunteer would team up with somebody locally in this city to change their lives, because I feel like, yeah, we can throw money, but that's not the answer. The answer is changing people's lives through the relationships that we build.